Each year, the graduating students select a classmate to make a few remarks. This year's graduates selected Caleb Wolf. This morning, Caleb is going to receive a Master of Public Policy degree with a specialization in management and leadership. Most of our students come to us from across the nation and around the world, but Caleb is a genuine citizen of Maryland. He grew up just a few miles away, outside of Annapolis, received his bachelor's degree in sociology and criminology here in College Park. Before continuing on to graduate studies with us, he worked for a number of nonprofits, including AmeriCorps and the Boys and Girls Club of Annapolis. He soon will become a public servant for the great state of Maryland in the Community Health Resources Commission. I'm proud now to introduce Caleb Wolf.
So I wasn't the best student in this program. I will admit that. But that's only if you define best as having the highest number on some 4-point scale. And personally, I think GPA is really an antiquated form of performance measurement that fails to causally link outputs, thank you. It really fails to causally link the outputs to the desired outcomes. And I have yet to see a rigorous study that proves statistical significance of a direct correlation between higher GPA and greater success. So I'm not really that worried about it. But I say that because I would argue that there really is no scale that could measure what I learned here at this school. The quality of teaching, the interactions, and the experiences that were provided to me did more to ensure my potential success than any quantifiable measure. There was an article back in the Post, an op-ed I think in December, that talked about public policy schools and how they weren't doing a good job of producing graduates with the adequate skills necessary to deal with the challenges in the real world. After I read that article, I was reassured because I knew my time here at Maryland, I was getting a practical and relevant education. We were not only learning the abilities to develop policy, but we've learned the importance of being able to implement them. And I realized that I was going to be a lot more prepared than the other graduates who decided not to come here. For this, I would really like to thank all the faculty and staff, all the work that you've put in to make us better people. You've been very caring and really have showed a great concern for our well-being and our education. So thank you. I would especially also like to thank those professors of mine that showed me an extra measure of grace and patience in dealing with my punctuality deficiencies. I would list you all by name, but there's about 16 of you. Yeah, do that math. And then there's you guys, the graduates. You guys are awesome. It's a great view. Your thoughts, just getting to know you has been a real joy. Your thoughts and your insights, your desire for knowledge, your concern for others, and your passions to just make this world a little better. As I look back and think about all the times we've been through, all the crazy, stressful, and ridiculous memories, that's what I'm going to treasure the most. I think back to first semester, just commiserating through stat and micro. Or hanging out at happy hour, often way after happy hour had ended. The late night study sessions, the potluck dinners, or just more recently that writing party I had in the student lounge on Monday. All these things have helped me, and I really couldn't have gotten through this program without your support. So I want to thank you guys too. It's the relationships that I've built. Those are the things that I'll remember most. In fact, my only regret is not being able to spend more time getting to know you more. Well, that and taking 611. I'm sorry, I will just never use Stata. But that's what I want to leave you with, an understanding of the importance of relationships. People are why we are here. We saw problems in our world, problems that affected people, and we wanted to be better equipped to handle those problems. But I fear that too often, as we grow in our knowledge and we get caught up in our achievements, we forget about the people that we are ultimately trying to help. If we are not careful, we can let academia quietly turn into elitism. We can begin to believe that because we have been blessed with great minds and the opportunity to attend a great school, that we now know what's best to solve the world's problems. And we fail to hear the voice of the people on the ground that are dealing with those problems every day. Like, why not talk to the single mother struggling to make ends meet to find out what may make a Medicaid block grant more efficient? Or talk to the farmer in Peru, learning from him the challenges of sustainable organic agriculture. Or even the teacher in the classroom on what he or she may believe could make a universal pre-K more effective. Or even the family in Ukraine on about their insights and thoughts on U.S. involvement in the region. We cannot forget about them, and we need to build relationships with them, for they are going to have insight into the problems that we can never see, no matter how accurate our multivariate analysis might be. I've heard it said that real change occurs in the context of real change occurs when confronted with the truth in the context of a relationship. I have found this to be so applicable in so many different aspects of life, and I believe it applies to us today. We are all here because we want to affect change. This education has given us the tools to find truth, and I want to encourage you to develop relationships in whatever context you might find yourself. That is how we will see real change occur. You are all exceptionally bright. You have good hearts, and we have received a great education. Know that. Go from here with confidence, and let's change the world. Thank you.